takeoff from Logan International Airport in Boston. NBC's Chris Hansen is in Boston this morning. Chris, some major developments there so far.
Well, that's right, Katie. Last night, federal authorities confirmed for NBC News that they believe there has been an active terrorist cell with ties to Osama bin Laden operating in the Boston area. Now, this morning comes word that authorities may have identified some of the actual hijackers. And here's how they think they might have done that. Yesterday, they got a phone call from a passenger who had left Logan and arrived at his destination. Of course, he saw on the television monitors what had happened at the World Trade Center. He called investigators to say that he had had an altercation with two men he described as being Arabic in the central parking garage near the American Airlines terminal here at Boston Logan. He described the car that they were near, which was turned out to be a rental car, a Mitsubishi sedan. Investigators arrived at the sedan, took a quick look, and they found inside that there were flight training manuals in Arabic. They were able to connect that sedan to two men who are now identified as brothers, both of whom have passports from the United Arab Emirates, one of whom is a trained pilot. Now, there's been another development in terms of other suspects here, and that is that investigators now believe that 2 to 3 other suspects may have come across the border into the U.S. from Canada and flown here yesterday morning.
A fellow airline passenger who got in a traffic dispute with these men who were apparently late for their flight, which is why their luggage didn't make it, who then made his flight, heard the news about what happened, and called in on his cell phone to the Massachusetts State Police. That car was processed last night about 10:30, 11 o'clock at Logan Airport by the Massachusetts State Police bomb squad that's assigned to the airport, their dogs, the FBI's evidence response team, and one of their bomb techs. The dogs did not react for explosives in the car, but that's not really the object here. This wasn't a bombing. They were using the plane as their projectile, as their explosive. Among the ironies from the scene last night...
I don't want a confusing picture to be on the screen, so we're looking at pictures which are very pointed because the fires are still burning.
That have been out in this area. Prior to this, they were specific to the search area itself, but now they're moving outward in different streets. Interestingly enough, yesterday, shortly after the event happened, I was escorted into the area by a federal agent. One of the things he told me was that there was a jurisdictional debate early on when this happened. This was not federal territory like the Oklahoma City bombing, but as an act of war, there was a debate about the federal offices taking over down here. What happened very quickly, according to this federal agent, was immediate cooperation among the different branches, state and federal.
I just keep thinking about the fact that in that car, as we were just told by John Miller, they found a video on how to fly a commercial plane. I don't know why it strikes me as such a stunning, small detail. Let's go now to...
itself was attacked this morning by faceless local authorities for saving lives and health victims. I want to reassure these Atlanta people that full resources of the federal government are working to assist local authorities to save lives and help the victims of these attacks.
Method, motive, money. A well-financed global network responsible for the simultaneous bombing of U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania 3 years ago. Linked to the mastermind of the World Trade Center bombing in 1993. Also accused of plotting millennium bombings targeting Los Angeles International Airport, American tourist sites in Jordan, and a U.S. destroyer. Those plots foiled by counterintelligence teams. But 6 months later, disaster. The bombing of the USS Cole in Yemen last October. In this chilling bin Laden training video released in June, a chorus sings, quote, "We thank God for granting us victory the day we destroyed the Cole." Bin Laden himself, seen saying, "They charged and destroyed a destroyer." If it is bin Laden, can the U.S. finally track him down? He's a master of deception, harbored by Afghanistan's Taliban rulers for years, moving constantly, including the FBI.
President Bush orders military strikes. And the U.S. military is already in action this morning. AWACS radar planes and fighter jets are patrolling the skies over certain areas of the United States just in case there are any additional terrorist attacks against targets here in America. And incredibly, even though you can see the devastation behind me on the other side of the Pentagon, employees here, military, civilian, are reporting to work. They're trying their best to make it look like business as usual, sort of an act of defiance in the face of terrorism. Matt?
Yeah, Mick, business as usual. However, as you mentioned in your piece, a strange fact is that at one side of the building there is destruction, and at the same time, probably right now, there is planning going on in another side of the building.
That's absolutely right, Matt. Those contingency plans have been in place for a long time. And given the very firm resolve and strong rhetoric from President Bush last night, it's pretty clear to the military officials here that they've got a job ahead of them.
Jim Mikoszewski at the Pentagon this morning. Jim, thank you.
This is an EMS worker. There's been a major collapse. We need additional units forthwith.
We have multiple units on the way in. RA-014. Can you ascertain if field comm is part of the collapse case?
RA-014 to Manhattan. Be advised, I'm not a FIDNE MLS. I'm an EMS MLS.
And any unit that's number 2 World Trade Center.
Afghanistan has been warned that if bin Laden acted against America, America would act against Afghanistan. That warning repeated only just this morning by Colin Powell and, of course, last night by President Bush. So if there is
EMS RA-014
case to be made against Osama bin Laden, Katie, there is no question America will strike Afghanistan and strike hard.
All units stand by, Mr. Ocean. Is there a staff chief or a battalion chief trying to call Manhattan?
RA-15 to Manhattan. We're sitting at the command post. Be advised. The secret shelter in the building. They're coming out now.
All right, all units stand by. RA-15 and RA-15 only. Go ahead with your message. RA-15, you have a message? What are the unit calling Manhattan?
Stand 1 active, close Manhattan.
And I think this magnificent structure is the first of many symbols that you will see over the years that sends that message again and again. We are not beaten, and we will never give in.
member of the American Institute of Architects and founder of Architects and Engineers of Truth. I represent 1,900 architects and engineers who are demanding real investigation of what happened on 9/11 at the World Trade Center. There are many theories that people have put forth, and I've been asked to comment on one of them, mainly the directed energy weapons theory. And this is a theory that relies mostly on a denial of our most basic evidence on the part of Dr. Judy Wood. When somebody comes forth with their own theory, and which has very little evidence, by the way, if any, and denies the most basic evidence that is well-documented forensic scientific evidence. I can only presume that what she's purveying is disinformation. I can't come to any other conclusion. Now, we have written a 4-page paper on this subject.
That the truss connection failed in extreme heat, causing the floors to fall onto one another, precipitating collapse.
When you did it previously, you showed that the floors actually pancaked. And we did not see any evidence of pancaking in the videos or photographs we have. When you did it previously, you showed that the floors actually pancaked. We did not see any evidence of pancaking in the videos or photographs we have.
We are not yet prepared to state this morning who is responsible, but the evidence is mounting, and I think it will point us in the right direction.
But make no mistake about it. Engineers already
Crucial video shot by a nearby firm of architects.
Looks like parts of the floor still.
It reveals that much of the central core remained momentarily intact when the outer walls fell. If the core remained standing,
One that would not only provide a final version of the trusses, but would completely revise previous theories of how the towers fell.
These pictures show that the south tower fell away from the impact wall and toward the side where the fire had concentrated. But no one anticipated this suggested a particular mechanism as it was used the video.
Changing sense of mood here as they start to find people alive in the rubble. Not as many as they hope, but as they have these small victories, there is some buoying of the spirit here. Rescue workers, we've learned, were trying to zero in on trapped victims by cell phone. They were talking to them on cell phones, and at least one person, and this is remarkable, who was able to communicate, we're told, with a laptop over the internet, and they were trying to find that person as well. Also, they did rescue a number of police officers and firefighters today, and that extraordinary tape you just saw also is testament to the effort that's going on here. We spoke with a number of people, all of them volunteers, an EMT, a police officer from Massachusetts who came down here to help with the rescue, and a Monsignor from the Archdiocese of New York who is also helping about how things are changing now that they are finding some survivors. Let's listen.